Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is part 1 of our story. If you like this what if story and want to see part 2, let me know in the comments below. Before we start, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. Also, check the description for more great content and my playlist. This story was posted by 𝗬𝗬𝗧𝗵𝗲 on Wattpad. Now, let's start. Midoriya POV 340. I was walking to class along with my friends, including Shoto-kun, who was right next to me. We've been dating for months. Somehow we haven't been caught, which is surprising since I've been holding his hand since we started walking. We kept sneaking glances at each other while talking to Uraraka and Ida as we kept walking to class. 80. We started nearing the classroom. I let go of his hand, being sad at the loss of warmth. 46. I sit down at my seat waiting for class to be over, wanting to return to Shoto-kun's warmth, which is really warm with his tail around me. 616. We're learning about the reproductive organs of alphas, betas, omegas, and regulars. I'm an omega, so I'm a tad bit different. 196. Alphas are the same as humans. Only girls have the reproductive organs, same with betas and regulars. While I'm omega, which both genders can give 𝗵𝗃𝗍𝗓, which is why I have to be cautious around Shoto-kun to not give off the wrong pheromones, which I've accidentally done twice. The first one I changed in time, but the second I didn't, and well, let's just say we were safe. 634. I was so busy mumbling to myself I didn't realize I was asked a question. I looked up to someone standing in front of me. It was Shoto-kun. I looked around the room, seeing that we were the last ones. For sorry, Shoto-kun. I was thinking about the lesson. 46. That's alright, Izuku. I wanted to know if you wanted to go get ice cream. 169. Of course, Shoto-kun. 7. Since there's still people in the halls, we couldn't do anything, which did hurt me, but it's fine. I can wait a few minutes. 40. We made it off campus. After a while, he put his arm around me. He was really warm. You can tell some people were staring at me since I'm an omega and I didn't wear anything for my smell, which tells people that I can carry their offspring. But since Shoto is here, he gives off pheromones that tells them that I'm his, which he can't do around our friend group for many reasons. 193. 1. His father might hear about it too. Alphas and omegas being in a relationship isn't common. 3. We don't know how our friends will react. 319. We made it to the ice cream shop. Which, fun fact is, we had our first date here. We went up to the front and decided what to get, which I ended up ordering first. 15. Can I get 2 scoops of 𝗬𝗵𝗲? 276. Best ice cream fight me. 747. And can I get 1 scoop of vanilla? 222. Coming right up. 22. After waiting a moment, they gave us our ice cream. Shoto-kun paid even though I insisted to pay. We headed to my dorm since we could actually act like we wanted to. 64. As we were walking back, we saw some of our friends. We wave as they walk over to us. For you, hey Deku-kun. 8. Hey Uraraka. What ya doing? 48. You the group and I were just heading to get food. Do you and Todoroki want to come with us? For not really B, but I can't speak for Todoroki-kun. T I'm fine, I ate earlier. You alright. But what are you two doing later? M I'm not sure, maybe a watch movie? 22. You maybe we can watch one all together after we get food. M I guess that's fine. 253. You alright. See you later then. 60. I was kinda confused why she highlighted that word. She never does that. I just ignore it and walk with Shoto-kun to my dorm. 122. As we make it to my dorm, I open the door and we get settled on my bed. Shoto released calming pheromones, which smelled like vanilla. As I relax, I lay my head on his lap, my ears and tail popped out. 164. Your hair is really fluffy. 29. Glad you think so, Shoto-kun. 12. We laid like that till we heard running from down the hall. I shot up and hid my ears and tail while Shoto-kun stopped giving off pheromones. 3. You hi Deku-sama. 238. Uraraka ran in with Ida, Kirishima, Bakugo, Momo, Mina, Tsuyu and couple other classmates walked in, sitting down or putting down snacks they bought. 10. For Uraraka. You could get a serious injury from running in the halls like that. 58. You then what's the fun of that? 1-0 for Shoto-kun and I were just shocked that they came in here so fast, I barely had time to hide my ears and tail. 26 We were in the middle of the movie when Uraraka started touching my arm. I felt uncomfortable and accidentally released pheromones signaling I was uncomfortable, which she didn't notice and kept grabbing my arm. 221 T-. Are you alright Midoriya? M-. I feel a bit uncomfortable but that's obvious, isn't it? I let out a light giggle. Fish here? He handed me some water. 6M-. Thanks Todoroki-kun. After Uraraka heard that I was uncomfortable she just got closer, which made me even more uncomfortable. Which caused me to keep releasing uncomfortable pheromones. 243 T-. Midoriya, do you need to step out? M-. Yeah maybe you dash, I'll come with you. 240 M. Umit's fine. Todoroki-kun can you come with me? 41 T-. Sure Midoriya. We walk out and we stood there as I calmed down. Shoto-kun kept releasing calming pheromones, which did help. As we stood there Shoto leans down and brings my face to his lips are on mine for a moment. We pull our faces away, he smiles seeing my face is almost as red as a tomato. I smile knowing he was happy that I was fine. 73 We walk back into the room. Some of our classmates staring at us, wondering why my face was red, but many just brushed it off, except for Momo and Uraraka. Shoto-kun and I just sat down and watched the movie. 3:51 After the movie was over they all left, including Shoto-kun who came back when they all left to their dorms. 85 I walked to my drawer choosing grayish-whitish boxers and one of Shoto-kun's shirts, which went down to my mid-thigh and goes off my shoulder. While he just wore boxers. I lay down and Shoto-kun stared to spoon me. And with that I fell asleep. Todoroki POV for I woke up to Izuku's head snuggled into my chest and the ringing of the clock. I awed about the cute broccoli in front of me. 277 I yawned as I turned off the clock as fast as possible without waking up Izuku. When I looked down I saw a cute tired face staring at me in confusion about the noise. 10 Sorry Izuku. I forgot to turn it off last night. M-. Oh that's fine. I just want to go back to sleep, for he started drifting back to sleep. I quietly chuckled, so Izuku wouldn't wake up. One as I was drifting back to sleep as well I saw the door burst open but saw Kirishima at the door looking excited. 153 K. Midoriya you awa-. 153 He stared at Izuku and I, half asleep I was stupid enough to brush it off, even though Izuku's head was stuffed into my chest, with his right leg between mine, as well as my arms around his waist. 6 T-. Do you need something? 44 K-. Did I miss something? T-. What do you mean? K-. Well, Midoriya is sleeping with you. K-. W. Are you two dating? 228 T-. C. Can you leave for a few minutes? My face had turned red realizing the mistake we made by forgetting to lock the door. 22 K-. Sure. He leaves the room. 2M-. What was that sound? Izuku's eyes were just opening but quickly shut because of the light shining through the blinds. T-. Izuku wake up. We need to talk. 8M-. W. What do you mean show? I could hear fear in his voice. I released calming pheromones, just to calm him down and to keep him from thinking the worst. 10 T-. What should we tell everyone when one of them finds out? M-. Well we could just tell them not to tell anyone. T-. What if they want to? I asked knowing that Kirishima would probably tell Bakugo, then him telling others to make fun of Izuku. 17M-. W. Maybe we'll have to tell all of them. T-. Whatever happens it'll be with you alright. Nods. T-. You can come in now Kirishima. He walks in confused. 3rd Q. Are you two dating? They both slowly nod. K-. My ship has come alive. Todoroki and Midoriya laugh but stop as Bakugo come through the door. 202B-. Shut up shitty hair, you're going to wake up every O-. 78 K-. Sorry. My bad. Bakugo cheeks turns a tint of red, and looks angry, but I mean when does he not? Bakugo's PV I ran into the room shitty hair was in, not caring whose it was, to FC it was that demon nerd's and for some reason Icy Hot was there in his F bed. A part of me found this to be a great way to tease them. 53B-. So the nerd found a boyfriend. This is hilarious, I wonder how long they last, till things get awkward. And of course that nerd had to hide under the covers 49K-bro. That was definitely not manly. That stung. 143T-. Can you two just get out? Whoa, I never heard him yell before. 2K-𝗵𝗃 2B-, hey, I'm not done yet. I wanted to kill Midoriya for making 𝗓𝗓𝗄𝐵 hair mad at me. 177K-, yes, you are. He grabbed me from the back of my t-shirt and dragged me out the room. 105 Midoriya's POV. I was still under the cover till I heard yelling and then the door shut closed. Izuku can come out. He released calming pheromones. To be honest, I love it when he does that. Sweet smell of vanilla filled the room. 92M-, thanks. My cheeks turn a tint of pink. Thanks for what? M-, I don't know. I bury my head in his chest out of embarrassment. I can hear him softly chuckling. 47T-, you're adorable. Do you know that? His cheeks are dusked with a small amount of red. At least he's not on fire like our first date. 185M-, you tell me that every day. I love that he always reminds me of it even though we're dating. I'm falling for him more. 12T-, I know. I just don't want you to forget. M-, I never will. The day I forget I'll never forgive myself. 20T-, thanks. Todoroki stops releasing calming pheromones. 3M-, we should get changed and head downstairs before others get suspicious of us. 22D-, yeah, you're right. We both get up and change. Plus I decided to wear a white sweater with some pale blue skinny jeans. I also find some nice pastel green Converses to go with them. 2:15 when I'm done changing, I turn around to see Show, ready. He's wearing a black tank with a flannel, as well as some black skinny jeans, and his signature sea green colored Converses. 106 we both smile at each other, share a quick kiss, and pretend we came out of our own rooms and headed downstairs. 15 when we make it downstairs, we see Denki and Siro next to each other talking at the table. My guess is that everyone's getting ready and they woke up early to be first to get Show's amazing pancakes. Midoriya POV. I sat down at the table and joined in on the conversation, while waiting for Show to finish making his famous pancakes. Since we have no school, we were discussing on what to do after. 3M, so what are we gonna do? Movies or concert? 1D, I think the concert is the good idea, but I'm fine with either to be honest. 4S, I like the concert. 21 I was nervous since I'm not a big fan of loud noises, but I think if Show is there then it'll be fine I think. 37M-, I'm fine either. 11 Show looked at me. He could tell that I wasn't okay with both. I gave him a look to tell him I'll be okay. He gave me a sad smile. 25D-, well then we have to wait for everyone else since they have to choose too. 5S-, 10M-, yep. By the time we finish most people came down from their rooms. Show finished the pancakes and they chose the concert. Once I got my pancakes, I didn't hesitate to eat them. They were my favorite. Blueberry and chocolate chips. 45M-, why is this amazing TodoDeku? T-, what do you mean? M-, how are you so good at cooking? 84T-, I enjoyed cooking as a kid because of family problems, so I would have to maintain myself when my siblings were away. 44M-, I wouldn't mind you cooking for me, she whispered, but I was close enough to hear her. 315T-, what was that? 2M-, what do you mean? T-, oh, I thought I heard something. 20M-, done. I stood up and started running up to my room. You-, what's wrong, Defton? 21M-, and nothing. I just wanna wait in my room, till we leave. I stopped running. You-, want company. 112M-, it's fine. When I continue to my room. A part of me wanted to cry. Once I ran to my room and closed the door, I bursted out crying, trying to be quiet so they couldn't hear me. 74 I heard footsteps and tried to stop crying, which I managed. T-, I'm coming in Izuku. 49M-, it's fine. He came in anyway and closed the door behind him. 12T-, I can tell something is wrong Izuku, so. What's wrong? 5M-, I'm scared that Momo will take you away from me. 121D-, how would she? I only love you, you adorable dork. He laughs softly. 84𝗵𝗲. I'm not as good as her. She's nice, has looks and better than me. 160𝗵𝗲. I love you. That's final. Nothing will ever be able to change my mind. Got that? 31𝗵. Why? I started crying again. 90𝗵. Come on, don't cry like that. It hurts me to see you like this. 15𝗵. I'm just weighing you down. I continue to cry. I want to stop, but I'm just a crybaby. 282𝗵. No. You make my life 10x better by just smiling. Now where's that smile I love and proud of? 26𝗵. Right here. I let out a sad laugh and smile. 14𝗵. An actual smile. Izu. 1𝗵. It's hard. 58𝗵. Then tickle attack. He tackled me hard but so it wouldn't hurt me and started tickling. Have I ever mentioned that I'm extremely ticklish? 105𝗵. So. Stop dash. 𝗵𝗲. The. Next thing I knew. What? 511𝗵. Did you just dash? 196𝗵. I told you. My face was really red. He probably thinks I'm gross now. 23𝗵. Sorry. He started laughing. 1𝗵. It's not funny, show. My face was probably and tomato. 37𝗵. Sorry. I'll start the water and you pick some more clothes. Alright. 7𝗵. Alright. And you're lucky I love you. He laughed and walked out to start the water. I grabbed some clothes and put the sheets in the dirty basket. 27𝗵. Water's ready. Izu. He came back. Thanks. I grabbed my clothes and started heading out the door to the bathtub, but not before giving him a peck on the cheek. It caught him off guard as I saw some fire on his hair. I laughed and went to go take a quick shower. 58 Todoroki's POV. I could feel the heat and the BLD rushing to get to my face. Of course we've been dating for a few months, but I don't think I'll ever get used to it, which I don't really mind. This nice warm feeling. 24 I sat down on the bed and turned on the TV, to pass the time, which worked. I didn't even realize till 30 minutes later when Izuku came out of the shower. 29 And with that we head downstairs to the main building and got in a taxi to the concert place. It's basically where small singers try to get more attention. Little did we know, some people can be careless, even when near others. Todoroki's POV. There was car heading to my side of the passenger seat. I only had time to protect him. That's fine. At least he'll be safe. 45 Everything, black. 191 Midoriya's POV. I woke up, my head was pounding. All I heard was sirens. I felt something limp on me. I was confused. I looked. 7𝗵. Please wake you up. It's not funny. 21 I looked at the driver. He hit his head. Ouch. That's when I realized that my left leg had broke from impact. Sho had BLD all over him. I think I'm gonna puke. The police and ambulance had arrived. 71 I felt wetness on my face. I was crying. I nudged Sho's arm. He's not waking up. The paramedics came in and checked for Sho's heartbeat. It's still there. 64 Third POV. They took Todoroki and out of the car along with the driver. Midoriya was sitting in the side of the road answering questions. 9𝗵. What's your name? And the other passenger's name. M-Izuku Midoriya, and he's Shoto Todoroki. P-. What's your relation to Shoto Todoroki? 4M- boyfriend. 91P-. Do you have any phone calls to make? 4M-. Yeah. He tried to stand up, to only fall. A sharp pain shot through the boy's whole body, spreading from his left leg. Right. 3 The paramedic made sense of what happened, so all 3, including the other diver, were sent in ambulances, with Todoroki and Midoriya in one and the others in separate ambulance. 3 times skip. 1 hour later. 5 Midoriya's POV. I was sitting next to Sho, who was sleeping because of the loss of BLD. I had a cast on, which in my opinion is really uncomfortable. 38 I heard the door open. I saw a woman with fair pale skin, average height, gray eyes, along with white hair with parts being a red. 24 Hell. I'm Fuyumi Todoroki. And who are you? 6M- I'm Izuku Midoriya. Sho, Todoroki's friend. 76 F- I'm his sister. What happened to him exactly? All they told me was to get here as fast as possible. M-, we got into a crash, passed out due to loss of BLD. I started crying. F-W it's wrong. M-I can't lie anymore. 𝐎𝐩𝐢 and I are in a our relationship. 107 F- you mean he's. 35 I'm sorry. 2 F- why are you sorry? There's no need to. It explains why before the dorms he came home looking more happy than usual. 12 M- really. I tried to stop crying. Which kinda worked. Of course. But, can you continue explaining? 1 M- art. The diver from the other car was intoxicated and was speeding. 𝐎𝐩𝐁 covered me so I wouldn't get hurt. I bursted out crying. 43 F- don't be sad, it was his decision to make sure you were safe. I heard them moving from besides me and saw that 𝐎𝐁 was waking up. T-W. M- I hugged him before he could say anything else. 5 Todoroki's POV before I could do or say anything else I felt arm being wrapped around me. I laughed softly but of course hugged back. We pulled away from each other, I gave his loving kiss. 36 M-Shoto. Yeah Izuku. M-why sisters here? I looked up to see she was standing there. She was smirking knowing we kissed and had nicknames for each other. 71 F- why didn't you tell us, 𝐎𝐁? She had a sly grin on face. 41 T-W. My face was a crimson red but I was able to conceal my fire. 7 F- well. T-, I think you should tell her Izuku. 8 M- sure. You see. I'm an omega. She stood quiet for a split second. 77 F- I see you I'm happy. But how are you going to tell your friends? 1 T-, we're not too sure but 2 already know. One is nice and accepting and the other well he made fun of Izuku. 30 F- but both are okay with it. M- I would say yeah. But we don't know how our parents will react. F-, right father's homophobic. 338 T-, yeah but only time will tell. 11 F-, Natsuo might visit later if he gets out early but I'm not too sure. My break is ending so I have to go. Take care you too. She kissed me on my forehead and hugged Izuku goodbye. 33 M-, well that went better than expected. T-, yeah. I laughed softly and gave Izuku another kiss and we both fell asleep again. With me in my bed and him in chair. Which surprised me. Todoroki's POV I woke up from the nap Izuku and I saw Kirishima, Bakugo, Momo, Uraraka, Denki, Siro, Mina, Jiro and Tsuyu in the room. 22 As I stood up Momo ran over to me. 41 Udish, thank God you're okay. 19 T-, why were you so concerned? She blushed. Midoriya was starting to wake up. 38 Udish, what's he? He groaned. I love white. T that's why. She looked down at her feet. 189 T-, I'm sorry I can't return those feelings. She was starting to break down. 137 Why is she crying so much over it? I mean she could get anyone to like her. So 28 M-, he smiled softly knowing that I would still love him. 36 Uraraka ran over with the rest of the girls, Denki and Siro helping her up and moving her out of the room. Leaving the few of us here. 10 Kirishima and Bakugo looked at us. Kirishima smiling knowing I was faithful, and Bakugo being forced to sit down and be quiet. 37 M-, thanks 𝐎𝐁. He softly smiled and started leaning in for a kiss of course, so did I. 6B-, that's F gross icy hot and Udem nerd -- Kirishima covered his mouth and dragged him out of the room. 137 K-, we won't tell and we'll be going now. He walked out of the room. We laughed and shared a kiss which lasted about 5 to 10 seconds. 64 Once we pulled away, I kissed his forehead, he giggled softly. His ears and tail came out, which is adorable. He laid down on the bed which was surprisingly big. 50 I released calming pheromones. I could tell he loved it by the way his face changed, and by the way his tail would slightly move to more comfortable places. 9 We just laid there together, his head on my chest, with our arms intertwined, along with our legs. The doc came in saying I was able to leave tomorrow around 1 in the afternoon, which I was fine with. We laid there in comfortable silence, till we heard the door open to see my older brother, Natsuo. 20 Whoa. What going on here? You could hear the slyness in his voice. 50 Wait, Fumi didn't tell you. He looked confused. N dash, what did you mean? T dash, she found out earlier today. N dash, why didn't she tell me? 1 M dash, made for a surprise. 2 N dash, maybe. Wait. I'm Natsuo Todoroki. Todoroki's brother. 5 M dash, I'm Izuku Midoriya. And Todoroki's boyfriend. He smiles. 14 I love that smile. 47 N dash, well, nice to meet ya. I have to go. I have my other classes in an hour. See ya. 90 He leaves the room. I smile, I hug Izuku and pull him to my chest. He laughs softly, till I could hear soft snores. I drift off to sleep to wait for tomorrow. This is when Momo ran out the room. 31 Momo's POV. Once I was slightly done crying, Kirishima and Bakugo came out the room, Kirishima with his hand over Bakugo's mouth, but Bakugo looking like he was about to bite his hand. 20 U dash, it's fine. You don't need him. There's always someone better. MO dash B, but he was perfect. 46 U dash, how was he perfect? 21 MO dash, his style, his eyes and how they shine, his perfectly neat comb-out hair, perfect teeth, perfect body. 154 U dash, okay, I think that's enough. MO dash sorry. It's just who could he like? That he would reject me. 55 U dash, I'm not sure. But you're probably better than her. 476 MO dash, thanks. I smile. K dash, I think we should go back to the dorms. They should be coming back tomorrow. Someone else was waking into the room, they had white hair. My best guess is he was Todoroki's brother. 13 We all nodded and head back to the dorms. I headed back to my room. I closed the door behind me and sat down at my desk. I was writing things done that Shoto and I had in common, then the question popped into my head. 6 How can I make Shoto Todoroki fall in love with me? Midoriya POV. I woke up, my back was sore and my mouth was dry. 15 EU. I hate dry mouth dash. I felt soft warm feeling on my lips, by body movement I could tell it show, I melted immediately. He bit my lips which caused my ears and tail pop out as well as me yelping. He slipped his tongue into my mouth. 53 We stayed like that for a few seconds. We pulled apart with a string of saliva between us. 55 T dash, sweet like always. Licked his lips. My face felt hot to the touch. 41 M dash, don't do that. You surprised me. T dash, that's why I did it. Soon after, we heard a knock on the door. 9 document dash, hello. May I come in? I decided against putting my ears and tail away. Sho and I wiped out mouths before the doctor came in. 9 document dash, well, I just need Shoto Todoroki to sign this form, then you're free to go. Sho took the paper and then signed it. 7 document dash, alright. Have a good day. He left the room. I grabbed my crutches and stood up. I got up fairly easily since my quirk likes breaking my bones. 307 Sho got up since the nurse came in earlier and got out his 4 when we were sleeping. We got out, things changed, and held hands as we walk out the door and the hospital. Momo's POV. 7 I came up with a plan to win Todoroki's heart. The plan was simple. All I had to do was look hot, since he mostly wants a hot girlfriend. For 83 he'll most likely fall for me if I look hot, and since I'm pretty smart and rich, I have no problems in my way of getting Todoroki. First step, getting clothes. 243 Todoroki's POV. We got to the dorms, fairly tired even though we had slept before getting here. We headed to our own rooms to put our stuff down. 15 Once I got to my dorm room, I changed and showered since I smelled like sweat, because the hospital was very hot. 95 I put on some regular clothes on, which were a white t-shirt, some light blue jeans, a denim jacket, and my light sea green Converse. 23 I walked to Aiza's room. I had a soft smile on my face which soon faded into anger, filling the room with intense pheromones. 31 Midoriya's POV. I was pinned to the wall. He was crying. I hated this. I couldn't yell. They had their mouth to mine. I just want my show. 158 My thoughts were clouded as I tried to escape from the grip of one of my best friends. My ears and tail hid from instinct. I was releasing scared pheromones, so much at a time that I became tired. I tired so many times just to fail. 36 I heard the door open. I released as much pheromones as I could at a time. My face was itchy from how much salty tears had fallen, and it continued to fall. The person who had pinned me to the wall had pulled away. I breathed for how long I could, scared that they would return. All I wanted was show. I collapsed on the ground from exhaustion. I was panting, wanting it to all go away and be with show. I felt arms wrap around my frame. I smelt vanilla, calming pheromones. I knew it was show. I held on tight as I got picked up. I had caught my breath and calmed down. 𝗕𝗶𝗯𝗹𝗶 why would she do that? 274T-. I'm not sure Izuku's people do dumb things for love and needs. 26 We laid in Sho's futon. My face snuggled into his chest, hearing his heart beating and him breathing softly filled me with such calmness. There we laid hoping for her to not bother us again, till they at least got an explanation. Todoroki's POV I was happy my Izuku was safe in my arms, but the thought of her doing that had made me angry at how she could just betray one of her best friends. 214 I heard soft snores coming from beside me. I looked down at Izuku. He had fallen asleep from the warmth. I heard knocking on the door. I froze, not wanted to wake up Izuku. I thought for a moment and acted quickly. I have closet that is not too filled, so I put a blanket and a pillow in the closet and set Izuku down. 8 Izuku had gripped to my shirt. The knocking had become louder and more impatient. I released his grip and closed the closet. 8 I opened the door. I saw Momo. She was wearing a CRP top, shorts, and denim jacket. 135M-. Hey Todoroki. She smiled, leaning down to where her chest was very visible. 63T-. Hello, do you need anything? M-. Yes, actually. She stepped into my room, getting a bit too touchy. 18D-. May I ask, what are you doing? M-. What do you think? She was taking her jacket off. 50D-. Stop. I told you once and I'll say it again. I don't like you. And if you keep acting like this, it still won't change. It'll only change at how I look at you. I shove her off of me. 50M-. We all know you're lying, Shoto. She grabbed me by my shoulders. 73D-. I'm not. Get it into your head. I don't like you, I like someone else. I push her off of me once again. 7M-. Why can't you see that I like you more than you like that person? They probably don't like you. She was in a stance to show her chest and her rear. 70D-. I know they like me. And I don't like you. Now leave. I've said this more than once, but I'll say it again. I don't like you, I'm in love with someone else. The color from her face was drained. I pushed her out and closed the door. 35 I sighed out of relief that she had left. I opened the closet seeing and crying Izuku. 36T-. What wrong? He had collapsed into my arms, a crying mess. M-. It's just that even though you could have someone better, you decide you wanted to be with me. He started crying more, sending off distressed pheromones. 128 I carry him out of the closet and I put him in my lap, while I sit down on the futon. He put his face in my scent gland, sniffing to calm down. I pet his head. 56T-. She isn't better than you, the greatest thing that's happened to me. You made me show my power, you made me come out of my shell, it was you who made me feel love. She didn't. You were there for me, not her. He looked up, he smiled softly. 75M-. Thank you. He kissed my cheek, his face was flushed with red, while my face was lightly dusted with red. 2T-. For what? I should be thanking you. I kissed the top of his head, pulling him back in. M-. I mean you choose me, said those nice things. He went back to enjoying my scent. 16T-. Why wouldn't I have chosen you? You're perfect. I put my face next to his scent gland as well. 7 He felt warm, a little too warm. 223T-. Are you alright, Izu? Midoriya's POV 2 My face felt fairly hot, and I had a sore throat. I looked outside to see it was snowing. I tried getting up to only feel a sharp pain in my broken leg and stomach. I groaned in pain. 36 I felt a warm pair of arms around me. Of course it was inviting since I knew it would show, but not as much as usual since it was boiling hot in the room. I tired pulling away, but to my dismay, I was pulled back into even more heat. At this point everything was cooking me alive and my stomach was killing me. I felt like throwing up. Todoroki's POV I woke up to a red, sweating Izuku, who was also whimpering. T-. What's wrong, Izu? I looked at him with worry filling my system. M-. Hot stomach hurt. He was panting in between. If I had to be honest, it turned me on a bit. I shake the thought out of my head and use my ice quirk to cool him down. 129 𝗕. Is this working? He nodded a bit, turning the light red from before into his original light mocha tone. He settled down. 10 𝗕, sir. I nodded my head. I put him down and changed his clothes into one of my shorts and a shirt, before leaving the room to go get some soup and medicine ready. Know what was happening. 104 I walked down the stairs to see some of my classmates downstairs going either playing video games on the TV, on their phone, or having breakfast. I saw Kirishima and Bakugo on the couch playing video games, Jiro comforting Momo, and the rest eating or watching the game go down. 82 I grab a pot and start boiling water, while I look for the medicine in the drawers. 79 𝗕. Watcha looking for TodoDeku. I turn around to see Kirishima looking at me waiting for a response, and Bakugo looking aggressive. My guess is that he lost the game. 80 𝗕. I'm making soup for Midoriya. He got sick this morning, most likely just the stomach flu. I continued makeup no the miso soup. 76 𝗕. Oh. Alright, tell him to get better for me then. I would tell him, but rather not get sick. He showed a toothy smile before going back to watch the rest of our classmates play, and of course Bakugo tagged along yelling at them what to do. 30 times skip 30 minutes later when I finished the soup, grabbed the medicine, and went upstairs to my room. I opened the door to see Izuku sleeping soundly. I wake him up even though I didn't want to. He woke up groaning, which I gave a sad smile for. 70 𝗕. Are you feeling a little better after that nap, Izu? He nodded hesitantly. I smile and put him in my lap. 70 𝗕. Here's the soup. Do you want me to feed it to you? He nodded, slightly embarrassed. I laugh softly. 57 I feed him the soup 1 spoonful at a time, trying not to spill it on him since it's still a bit hot. After a while he felt like throwing up, so we went to the bathroom and he threw up as I held hair back and rubbed circles on his back. 2:05 After a few minutes we went back to my room. 𝗕. Do you want any more or no? He nodded his head to still wanting some. I put him back on lap as he finished eating the remaining soup. 12 I put my right arm around him using my quirk. He snuggles his head into my scent gland as his ears and tail popped out. I do the same as he falls asleep while I watch over him to make sure he's okay. Midoriya's POV. I wake up to scent of vanilla. Such a calming fresh scent it is, but I never seem to get tired of it, but I did get tired of my sore throat. 13 I still haven't learned to appreciate the fact that other people may not know about our relationship, but I have learned to accept it. I keep in mind that it's for both of our safety. 17 I yawn, but my sore throat disagrees with it. I try to sit up to only fail and pulled back down by my only love. 16 I shrug as I try once again to fail. I sigh as I can tell that I'll be here for a while. I hear a ding. I look to my side and grab my phone, which was charged for the day. I look at the message to see who it's from. I read, Op Mama. I open the message for it to says, 84 OM- be careful. Your heat should be coming soon. Don't worry though, I gave everything you need for heat. I gave them to Katsuki. Make sure to lock your door, and not let an alpha in. 184 BB-. Of course I'll be safe. And I'll make sure to talk to Kaken later today and ask for them. And did you pack my favorite blanket for my nest? 92 I put down my phone as I felt Sho's hand touching my face. I look up at him and grab his hand, nuzzling my face into it. I smile softly and kiss his hand, then kiss him, which he returned. Good morning. My throat was still sore, making it hard for me to talk properly. Good morning, Izu. He smiled, getting out of bed and going to his closet to get changed. Hey, can we stop by Kaken's room? He looked at me confused. Sure. But what? He grabbed a white turtleneck sweater and some black jeans. 13 My mom gave him some stuff for my heat. I grabbed a light green sweater, some white leggings, and a black scarf. 65 Todoroki's POV plus 𝗕. Alright. I nod as we are shoes on and head out the door. 3 We were walking to the Bakugo's room, then it hit me 9 He's going into heat. 191 Todoroki's POV We knock on the door and Bakugo answers with a scowl. B-. What do you want, shitty nerd? I glare at him. He continues anyway. 1M-. Mom said that she gave you things for my heat. His expression softened by little, just having a smirk. 𝐵-, why not just spend it with icy hot? I give a bashful expression. I look to my Izu and see he is full-on embarrassed. 42T-, I might not be that B badly if you want to. They both looked shocked since I never stutter. 85M-, I want T2. B but I think we're too young. He fiddled his fingers and looked down a bit sad. 54T-, yeah, that's you understandable. I nod in agreement. 1B-, fine, whatever you want shitty nerd. He goes back in his room and comes back with a backpack and hands it to me. 6M-, thanks Catchins. He smiles. I grab his hand out of jealousy. He laughs at the gesture. 40B-, calm down icy hot, I wouldn't date shitty nerd. I have my own mess. I look at Izu and turn my face out of embarrassed. 114 he shuts the door as Izuku and I walk back to his room, so I can scent his room and help him set up. One time skip 1 hour we finished making the making nest and just sat there, him in my lap and my faces in each other's scent glands. Todoroki's POV I woke up and realized that I had fallen asleep with Izuku on my lap. He grips onto my shirt and his chest rises up and down with every breath. 10 I move some of the curls that frame his face so perfectly to only be stopped by his hand grabbing mine and moving it down to his cheek and nuzzling into it. He smiles softly and kisses the palm of my hand. I laugh quietly and kiss his nose. T-, how'd you sleep? He kissed my cheek before responding. Great. How about you, Shochun? He yawns while saying the end. 34T-, good, but what's with the new nickname? I laugh while his face is lightly dusted with red. M-, I don't know. I just thought it suited you. I kiss his head while responding. T-, whatever you think is best, Izuku. He smiles. 8 we just sit there enjoying each other's presence. I take a whiff of the air, I smell the sweetness of it, it was addictive. He's starting his heat 121 I nudged him and he has a pained smile on his face. I put him down in his nest and I walk towards the door. 5T-, try to text or call me if you need anything, Izuku. He nods trying to fall asleep. I go downstairs to make katustan for Izuku and see almost the whole classroom. 3Mi-, hey Todoroki. Where's Deku? You smell like his scent. She put her hand on my shoulder, I shrugged her off. 69-, please refrain from touching me and he's in you know. She makes a sound with her mouth. 39A-, well, he only lets you go near him so you know the drill to do. She goes to the kitchen and comes back with a cold glass of water and hands it to me. 22T-, already on it. She nods as I go up the stairs taking big breaths before pinching my nose. I knock on the door before saying, T-, I'm coming in. Midoriya's POV I try to hold back my omega, I tried. 54 once Sho stepped into the room I couldn't stop my omega. I yanked his hand off his nose to get him smell the sweet pheromones that the omega part of me released. 24T-, no this is 𝗬𝗲𝗄. I could tell he was trying to get his alpha in control. M-, P please hurts on you. His face turned red, being distracted he forgot about his alpha. 192 you could smell the pheromones he was releasing, so intense but so gentle. He pinned me to the wall closing the door behind him and dropping the water. 44T-, if that's what my pup desires, Todoroki's POV I pinned him against the wall, kissing down his neck hearing his lewd sounds making me want him more. I tried to stop my alpha booty got distracted. Now this is my fault now there's no stopping it 34 Midoriya's POV this is my fault I couldn't control my omega, now we're in this mess all I can hope for is that the 𝗵𝗃𝗁 I took is going to working. 223 third POV 1 as Todoroki was kissing down Midoriya's neck, lewd sounds came out of the young Omega's mouth. The alpha picked up the young Omega and carried him to the bed where he was laid down and _d of his clothing, as well as the alphas. 45M-, the taller boys member became not only noticeable but also uncomfortable to handle. 18D-, yes, my little pup. The taller boy said in a stuck tone, sending shivers down. The shorter boy's back. 71M-, he's, I need you. The shorter boy's eyes were now filled with lust, as well as the taller boy's. 18T-, what do you need me for pup? He said in the same tone, The omega whimpered in protest and in pain. 18m-𝗕𝗏𝗵𝗲. The omega's words were jumbled as the alpha was trailing down kisses and bites on the omega's neck. 106t-. Of course, my little pup, but first we need to prep you. I don't want you to hurt more. The young omega nodded hesitantly, looking down at the length that he had once forgotten. 55. The alpha shoved his fingers in the omega's mouth. He felt the younger boy's tongue swirl around his fingers as the younger boy's face gave a lewd expression. 19t-. Save those expressions for later, pup, unless you got better ones. The older boy took his fingers out the younger boy's mouth and slowly inserted it into the omega's entrance. 68m-more please. The omega begged. The taller boy went even more slower to tease the omega. 10t-. Don't rush me, you'll get punished. The younger boy wanted nothing more than the alpha inside him, so he complied and nodded. 80m-, sorry. He let out a breathless as the alpha started to scissor him. 56t-. Just a bit more, I don't want to hurt my little Izu, now do I? The omega shook his head no, as the alpha kissed the omega with lust and gentleness, exploring every inch even though he had already discovered everything. 15t-. Do you think you're ready, pup? He took his fingers out and licked them. 121m-. Weiss. He stuttered, calming down from the pleasure that was inflicted onto him. T-, as you wish, he whispered into the omega's ear. 29. The alpha had no hesitation whatsoever when it came to the omega, as long as he was fine with it. 6. The alpha aligned himself to the omega, then slamming into the young omega, hearing the moans of pleasure and pain combining. 41m-. Please. The younger boy panted. 25t-. Do you want me to continue now? The omega nodded eagerly. 2. The alpha complied, slamming into the omega, finding his sweet spot, sending him over the moon with pleasure. 46m-. Show. They're right there. The younger boy was not only a wet mess, but was a nice thing to look at for the older boy. 354. The alpha continued hitting the spot in a continuous pattern, while he saw all the lewd faces and heard all the lewd sounds coming from the boy underneath him. T-, how much longer can you last? He groaned as the walls tightened around his member. M-, as long as needed, daddy. The alpha smirked at the nickname. 309 If you say so, baby boy. He flipped the omega on top so he was in riding position. 76m-. The younger boy hummed in delight. T-, you know what to do, baby boy, don't worry, I'll make it feel 10x better, whispered the alpha into the omegas as his ears and tail popped out. 40. The omega nodded and started to bounce, as the alpha grabbed onto the younger boy's hips, helping him not only go faster but deeper. M-. The boy began to beg. 8. Anything for you, baby boy. The taller boy complied and slammed the omega down repeatedly, hitting his sweet spot with every move. 24. The boy had felt his legs become numb as well as his rear. The taller boy continued till the omega was at his peak, and bit into his scent gland, bonding him to the omega forever. 158. The taller boy gave one last kiss and move as the young omega came. The alpha was near his finish. He kept thrusting into the omega faster and harder, as he flipped the omegas back to the bed. The omega was panting and mess. Tears streamed down his face from overstimulation. The alpha pinned the omega's hands above him with one hand, looking down at the appealing mess beneath him, brushing over the dark love bites that infested the omega's neck. 39. The alpha continued in one continuous pattern with the same strength, hitting the omega's abused spot, causing the younger boy to arch his back from overstimulation and pleasure he was still receiving. The alpha thrusted 2 more times with all the leftover strength and came into the young boy, then pulling out, completing the knotting process. Both were red, sweaty, and panting messes. 169. Both panting messes, the omega's tears being dried by the alpha, biting his scent gland as well, bonding him to the alpha forever, also completing the bonding process. The omega snuggled under the blankets into the alpha's chests, trying to distract him from the pain in his rear, and the alpha putting his head on top of the omega's head, kissing his hair. T-, I love you was 2m-, I love you too, show. They both fell asleep from exhaustion in each other's embrace. 𝗵𝗲 POV. I woke up with something oozing out. If might felt weird but nice, and the warmth. I look up to see Shoto sleeping with his arms wrapped around me. 100. I look down and see that we were both naked, my face flushed with red at what we did. I feel the color drain from my face as I remember that could get 44. I shake the thought. I took 𝗵𝗃𝗧𝗵𝗲. Nothing should happen. I mean, don't feel weird or different. Well, expect for what's coming out of me face flushes red again as I recall the thought for a while ago. 31. I should have been able to hold myself back. What happened? I sigh as I try to sit up to only come back to the feeling of pain in my lower region. 11. I feel arms wrap around me once again, but this time feeling a pair of lips on the back of my neck. Good morning, my said is happy tired tone, his voice still raspy for just waking up. 13. I'm fine. It just they can't get up, it hurts. I try again to only wince in pain again. 16. Sorry, I should have been able to get in control of myself. I looked up at him to see a sad face. I kiss his cheek, he laughs softly as he kisses my forehead. I should have been in control too, but I wouldn't blame you. He was the one who forced your hand off your nose. I looked down at my stomach feeling the worry of a child come over me. 1. 3kt. If you blame yourself, then I blame myself. It'll stop when you stop. He started peppering my face with kisses. Fine. You win. It's neither of our faults. I giggled. 19. As long as you're safe, then everything's okay. 1. A show. What if I was getting concerned. 2. What is it, Izuku? He had a worried look on his face. I mean I took the 𝗵𝗃𝗧𝗵𝗲 mom gave me in case of something like this happening, but with a stranger. But what if it didn't work? My breathing became uneven and heavy. 16. Hi, it's fine, you'll be alright. Even if you are, I'll be here with you, no matter what. He hugged me tighter, kissing my forehead softly. 21. No matter what. I looked at him confused at why he would want to stay with me. No matter what. I laughed softly. 40. But what if I am, you know? I looked down. Then we'll raise this child together. He kissed me as I smiled into the kiss. 114. Thank you, Shoto. 3. I'll always be here for you, because I know you would do the same. 2. So there we laid, thinking of what would happen to our future. Now Todoroki's POV 12. After a while of thinking, we decided that it would be best if I went to the pharmacy and got a test just to back away from the edge and relax. 9. Will you be able to shower or bathe when I'm gone? I look down in worry since I get carried away when it comes to him. Why yeah, I think the pain died down. He sits up successfully, but with a wince. It's there but I can manage. I kiss him sweetly feeling him smile into the kiss. 40. Alright then. Before I go, want anything? He nodded. I want some chocolate milk. It's because I'm thirsty, after all I didn't drink my water. I nod kissing his forehead, then his lips. 81. Alright, I'll be back later. I get out of bed and get dressed in a white shirt, cotton jacket since it's still snowing, and some black ripped jeans. Putting on a bit of cologne to cover the smell of SX. 504. I kiss him one more time before saying goodbye and heading to my car, waving to a few people on campus. 35. 𝗵𝗃𝗧𝗵𝗲 POV. Everything does hurt, but it was at least bearable to do things. I get out of bed, walk to my closet, getting some clothes which were just some oversized boxers and a shirt which both belonged to Shoto. Every step I took hurt. 29. I walk to the bathroom, open the door, and start the water, closing the door behind me. 5. I set up the clothes on the ledge of the countertop, next to the sink, then after go to the closest to get a towel. I returned to the bathroom, and since I didn't have clothes on, I stepped in the shower feeling lukewarm water running down my back, hitting the tub floor. All the tense muscles just relax, and I slump down onto the tub floor, hurting my rear even more. I sit crisscross on the floor letting the water hot my whole body. 100. I grab the scrub and grab the bar of soap, putting a small chunk in the middle, adding water, then rubbing it between my hands before starting to scrub it on myself. 21. After finishing scrubbing myself, I rinse myself off and washing the scrub. I grab the shampoo bottle, squirting a little in the palm of my hand. I put the shampoo in my hair trying to even it out on my now flat hair, then start scrubbing it. 41 I start washing out all the shampoo left in my hair. I stand up to only fall and hear a thud. This sent a shock of pain through my whole body. 76 I grunt in pain from falling. I try standing up again, this time successfully. 2 I turn off the water, grabbing my towel and wrapping it around my waist, getting out, being careful not to slip. 26 I take off my towel, drying my hair, then draping it around my shoulders. I grab the boxers and the shirt, putting them on, then heading out the bathroom door. 11 I grab the sheet, putting them in the laundry basket, then putting new ones. I curl up in a pile of blankets that were scented of Shoto. For I put a blanket over my head, relaxing and taking a nap, waiting for Shoto to return. Todoroki's POV I walk into the pharmacy, being greeted by the cashier, then walking to the 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏 aisle. 24 I scan the aisle looking for a 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏 test, finally finding it. I grab it, walking down the milk aisle I grab a bottle of chocolate milk. 15 I walk over to the cashier, my face looking emotionless like normal. I place them down. For 𝗓𝗏𝗏𝗍, aren't you too young? The cashier scans the items. 114 𝗕-, yes, this was accident, but we just want to make sure. I nod. 33 𝗓-, aren't you Endeavor's son? They looked up examining my face. 91 𝗕-, yes. But please don't say anything. I look at them still showing no emotion. 24 𝗓-, well, have a nice day. I nod as they wave. 8 I head out the sliding doors, stepping into my car driving away. 16 Midoriya's POV I wake up hearing the door open. I take the blanket off my head seeing that Shoto returned with my chocolate milk and the 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗍𝗏 test. 10 I stand up, running to him to hug him, but wincing in pain with every step, regretting to run. 𝗵-ow, wow, I shouldn't have done that, he laughs, petting my head. 2 sorry. But brought both of them, you take the test later, here your milk. He hands me the milk. 62 He pulls me into his lap, sitting down on the bed, letting me take deep breaths as he takes off his jacket and sets it down beside him. 5 𝗕-, are you ready? He looks down at me as I finish my chocolate milk. 21 𝗵-, why I think so. I look down unsure, accidentally releasing nervous pheromones. 6 𝗕-, calm down, you don't have to be nervous. I'll be here, just take your time, we don't have to rush things. He looks down, kissing my forehead. 5 𝗵-, I'm ready. I look up at him, looking determined. 12 𝗕-, here, just do what you gotta do. And I'll be here waiting. He hands it to me as I nod, standing up, grabbing the test and heading to the bathroom, dealing with the pain. 1 I hold the test looking at it, seeing my future change for the better or for the worst. I put it down, feeling my stomach churn. I do my things before grabbing the test again. 18 I do it, putting it down and sitting in the corner with my ears and tail out, with my head in between my knees, waiting for the results. I hear knocking coming from the door. 𝗕-, are you alright in there? His tone was nothing but concern, since I had been situated in the corner for some time now. 𝗵-, I'm fine. Just nervous, that's all. I could feel him sadden. 𝗕-, you'll be fine, we'll be fine, I promise. I could feel him smile. 16 I shut my eyes close tight as I stand up and walk over to the test, opening them carefully, looking the test. I feel the tears running down my face as a shock expression laid. Todoroki's POV, it was so quiet you could hear a pin drop, so quiet you could hear a drop of water land 3 feet from you. I knock again. 5 𝗕-, Izu, are you okay in there? He opens the door shaking violently. 𝗵-, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He collapsed into my arms sobbing, test in hand. 2 He hands me the test, shoving his face in my shirt, soaking it. I look down at the test, gripping onto him. It had marked positive 113. I pick him up, heading to his bed, putting him in my lap, while sitting down. He snuggles his face into my scent glad, while sniffling. 𝗕-, hey, we fin'll work this out together. I promise this child will have the best life possible. And we'll do this together. I smile softly, having my grip tighten. 59 𝗵-, Arlie. But what about the money? What about the supplies? His breathing became uneven, causing him to release panicked pheromones. I released calming pheromones. 51 𝗕-, 𝗧𝗵𝗲 just use Endeavor's credit card. He never even realized that I took it. He just got another one. He looked relieved, calming down. 322 are you sure? Isn't that wrong? When do we do things? When do we tell my parents? His heart sped up. I started to softly hum to him, causing him to calm down. 7090 No, it's not wrong. He took something away from me, so I took something back. Let's keep it a secret. We don't know how anyone will react. We are only teenagers. He nodded in agreement. 95 Why I'm not ready to tell them yet. His grip tightened on my shirt. He snuggled his face deeper into my scent gland. 12T How about we buy some stuff together when we know everything is fine? We'll buy it some gender-neutral baby stuff. I'm not sure what to do exactly. I'm new to this too. I rub circles on his back and I look at him. 41 Why it'd be nice. He yawns. I lay down, laying him next to me. He puts his hands on my chest, while I wrap my arms around his waist, but I'm going to be honest, I'm scared. How will anyone react? How will I hide this? How will I make them live happy lives, when I didn't live one myself? 150 For I could feel a tear running down my face. I wipe it on a pillow before Izuku could notice. 5T Have a good sleep. He yawned once again, sleepily kissing me, while I kiss back. 1 You too Shong. He yawns, getting comfortable, then falling asleep, or so I though. T I love you Izu. I kiss his head, closing my eyes. M I love you too Shoto. He then fell limp, having a smile on his face. 8 I had a bashful expression on my face, brushing it off and heading to sleep. Midoriya's POV 3 Woke up from the nap I took to see Shochan sleeping as well, but his grip still tight, so there I was, left alone in my own bubble. 5 I ask myself questions and answer them. I think of people who I care about. I think about good and I think about bad. I think about what my parents could be doing. 27 Just then the phone rang. I answer sounding meek, even though I didn't have a reason to. Why you calling at this time? Did something happen? I felt worry fill my body as I didn't know what was happening and she would rarely call. Calm down Izuku. I just want to know if you have. Wait, aren't you supposed to be in heat? Did someone touch you? She kept going on. I didn't say anything, not wanting to lie. 40 I want to tell her, but how will she react when she never knew Shochan was my boyfriend? She met him after the sports festival, but I told her he was a friend too. I calm down first, then I'll tell you. Her breathing became calm. What is it Izuku? I calmed down before saying the truth. Can be. I'm sorry mom. I could feel the tears falling. I couldn't lie to my mom. 10 Oh sweetie, shit'll be okay, promise 𝗧𝗲. She stopped talking, waiting for my response. 5 You met them before. I couldn't get the rest out. I have. Which one Izuku? She kept a soft quiet voice. 54 I remember Todoroki. My voice was shaking. I was shaking. I was scared she would assume this was his fault, when in reality it was mine. He'd force himself onto you. She never sounded so shaken before. 24 W. No. It was my fault. He uncover his nose because of the heat. He was the one who brought this onto myself. I sigh, then jolt when I feel a kiss on my head. Good afternoon Izu, how'd you sleep? He kissed me. Fine Shochan. I stuttered, being surprised that he was up so suddenly. Izuku, is he there? Who is it? I jump at the sudden voice, his grip tightening around my waist making me giggle. I giggle as he kisses my freckles. 2 Izuku, can you FaceTime? Or are you busy doing something? I look at Shochan. He nods. 23 Yup. We're not doing anything. I laugh softly, looking at Shokun, kissing his cheek. ISWH my position on Shokun's lap, sitting upward, getting comfortable before switching to FaceTime. Todoroki's POV as Izuku was getting comfortable. I put my face in his scent gland. Hello, again Todoroki. So, how are you going to deal with this? She said in a sad tone. It's how are we going to deal with this? I lift my head up from his scent gland, my grip tightening around his waist, as I kiss him gently, feeling him kiss back, smiling. 23 Did you? 𝐒𝐩𝐢𝐧𝐿𝐵𝗀𝐻. We go quiet 36T-. Yes, but I'm happy it was with him. I'm going to be honest, we were dating before this happened. I smile softly, kissing his cheek. 𝐵-. I don't regret it. I'm happy it was with Shochen. His face was flushed red. 𝐼-. Alright, I thank you for taking responsibility for your actions. She sighs happily. 85. I look down at Izuku, seeing him feel the bite mark on his neck, symbolizing our bond, one I don't regret. I kiss him down his neck, hearing him giggle. T-. How do you suggested we do things? I had to ask since, what did we know about this? 9. I-. Well, I suggest you go the doctors around week 4, mostly since Izuku will start feeling symptoms. 2. Aizu and I were listening to every word spilling out of mouth. What he should feel, what we should keep accounted for, and for what we need to do before doing anything rash. 3. I felt my phone ring. It was Fuyumi. She had texted me about going to a cafe with her and Natsuo in 10 minutes. I ask if I could bring Izuku, since we have something serious to share. She agrees. 20. I-. That's all the basic things you should know. If you need to know anything else, don't be afraid to text or call me. We nod our heads, saying our goodbyes. 8. T-. Aizu, I'm going to tell Fuyumi and Natsuo our situation. Wanna come with me? He nodded yes. Todoroki's POV 7. Aizu and I were walking to the cafe where my siblings were waiting for us. They probably think that the serious news is probably just a joke. I had Izuku's hand interview with mine, nervousness filling our systems. I take deep breaths before approaching my siblings. 36. I sat next to Izuku with Fuyumi right across from me with Natsuo across from Izuku. Hey Shoto. So, what's the so-called serious news? Is it actually serious? He laughs, his arm over the chair. F-. Natsuo. But yeah, what is it Shoto? She laughs too before picking up a menu. 14. T-. Can we order first? Then we'll tell you after. I'd rather catch up first. They all nodded, ordering what they wanted. F-. I'll have the mocha cappuccino and the apple fritter, please. The waitress got out her notebook and wrote it down. N-. I'll have the pumpkin spice latte and the pumpkin pie. He always loved the seasons, weirdly. 52. M-. I'll have the peppermint tea and the chocolate croissant, please. He's adorable. 56. T-. I'll have the black coffee and a strawberry crepe, please. She wrote it down with a smile plastered on her face, before turning around and walking away. 31. F-. So, what did you have to say? Or do you want to wait for the food? She had a smile on her face, with a tad bit of confusion. They both listened intently, wondering what we were going to say, if it was joke or not, even though they knew I was not one to joke. I take deep breaths, my voice sore from lack of hydration. T-. Izuku, do I say this? Izuku grabbed my hand, both of my siblings looking even more curious. 3. M-. It's fine. Remember, we'll be fine. He kissed my cheek. I had an embarrassed expression on my face, knowing that my siblings were in front of me. 4. T-. Izuku. All you could hear was the people chatting around us. 64. The silence was so uneasy. Todoroki's POV. I shifted in my seat. I was uncomfortable from the silence. I could feel Aizu grip my hand, accidentally releasing a bit of nervous pheromones. For I kiss his head, not caring what my siblings would say, releasing a bit of calming pheromones. F-. H. How did this happen if you don't mind me asking, and when? She had a nervous, but serious tone in her voice. For M-. I too, it was heat, and yesterday this was my fault. He averted his eyes away from everyone looking at the ground. N-. Wait, Shoto lost his virginity yesterday. He stood up, slamming his hands on the table. 186. My face flush red remembering those nights. I shake the thoughts and come back to reality. They look confused, then get it. 17. F-. So, you already? We nod slowly. 10. We talk about what had happened till our food came. We sat in silence as we ate our food. 34 times skip an hour as we say our goodbyes. We head to movie theaters, since we decided to watch a movie before heading back to the dorms. 1. I pay for our move tickets, as we go to get our snacks. I wait in line since Aizu wanted to look at the candy. 8. As I'm about to pay, he comes and puts down the candy he chose, pulling my shirt wanting to pay. I pat his head shaking my head no, as I pay. 47 He pouts and takes his things as I carry the food to our seats. We sit down watching the movie with his head on my shoulder. He falls asleep a few minutes before the movie ended. I put him on my back, and I feel his arms wrap around my neck, draping round my shoulders. 9 As we leave the theater room, I threw away the trash. I start waking out the door, getting a few stares, and getting stopped by the mall security, getting asked where I was taking him. 81 After a bit of time we came back to the dorms. As I put him down and change him so he's ready for sleep, he wakes up and tugs on my sleeve. Please stay here with him, he yawns, rubbing his eyes. 21 I laugh softly as I get ready to sleep since we had school the next day. As I get into bed, Izu wraps his arms around my neck as I wrap my arms around his waist, pulling him closer. 11 I kiss him softly as I caress his face. As we pull away, he nuzzles his face into my hand. I kiss his forehead, feeling his fall asleep, before I fall asleep too. Midoriya's POV I wake up to Shokun's arms around my waist. I hear the alarm go off, causing me to jump. 5 I felt cold air hit me as I see a arm stretch out and turn off the alarm, then putting it back around my waist, tightening. I giggle softly, kissing him, but he deepens the kiss, tilting my head back with his hand on the back of my head. He keeps deepening the kiss as he asks for access. I accept letting him. For we stay there for a few minutes before we hear the alarm go off again. He turns it off, still kissing me. I pull back with a string of saliva following our mouths. I wipe my mouth, feeling my face flush red, and I laugh at Shokun's persistent. 1 What's so funny that you give off such a cute laugh? My face, which was fading of red, flush again. 2 Why are you so? I mumble the last part, hiding my face in his chest. What was that last part, Izuku? I just love the way my name rolls off his tongue. 15 Mental. I could feel my face heat up rapidly. I panic and kiss him again to avoid him saying something else to embarrass me. 14 What makes you say that? Heck knows, he knows what he's doing. 14 You know why? You gentle with everything. During heat. During this whole situation. Before this. During the sports festival. How can you not be gentle and hot? I hide my face in his chest as I realize I was rambling. 71 Thank you. He has a mixed expression of surprised and bashful on his face, smiling softly. Wait. You have to go get ready for school. He has a confused look on his face. For aren't you going to get ready too? I shake my head no. People still think I'm in heat, and I rather not lie and say that I used heat blockers. He gets out of bed and gets his uniform and shoes on before kissing me on the cheek. 20 Alright, I have to get going then. He'll be back later with some food. Want anything? Without thinking, I make my decision. Katsudon. He laughs, kissing me one last time. 109 Alright. I have to go, they'll be back in a few hours. I nod as he leaves the room. For I get comfortable again, turn of my alarm for the 3rd time, before drifting back to sleep. 8 Todoroki's POV As I get out of my last class, I see people all over the halls. I head to my room to putting my backpack down. One still in my uniform, I leave my room. I head out of the building, walking towards Midoriya's house. I had talked to his mom over the phone. She walked to talk a few things over with me. 1 Midoriya's POV I wake up to the cold breeze in the room, mostly because I had fallen asleep with no blankets. I get up limping because of my leg, heading to the closest. 55 I got changed into a black sweater with white leggings, and put on my socks. Heading back to the bed, flopping down on it. 23 I put out my ears and tail to relax more since things had been hectic lately. I turn myself so I'm facing the ceiling. I hear footsteps coming to my room. I froze. I heard those footsteps every day when I was still her friend, but what she did was unforgivable, unless I got an explanation. But I knew this was no good, because she knew my heat schedule. 51 I got up being quiet but fast, heading to my closet and closing it with me inside. 5 Izuku. You're ready for a round 2 of Pin the Wall. She said while opening the door. 219 My breath hitched while she said that. All the bad thoughts came rushing back. Here I am Printaloni in a room with a bad person. Please hurry back. Shoto 38 Todoroki's POV. About an hour had passed that I was here, as I was about to leave when 𝗵𝗃𝗁𝗍𝗵𝗃 gave me a bag. This is a bag of a few things I bought Izuku after hearing that he was going to have a child. I hope you both don't mind. I look inside the bag seeing some fabric, only getting a quick glance because I wanted to respond first. Thank you. I'll make sure to give Izuku the 𝗬𝗓𝗏. Well, have a great day, Mrs. 𝗵𝗃𝗁𝗍𝗵𝗃. She laughs softly, waving at me while I walk out the door, heading to the cold soba place around the corner. 8 times skip. As I walk to the dorms, I see a few people outside just having a chat. I make it to my room, taking off my jacket, shoes. I take the 𝗬𝗓𝗏 and the bag with me. I make it to the room. Knocking on it, I hear shuffling. I get a distressed feeling coming from my bond with Izuku. I'm coming in. I open the door seeing Izuku in the corner, with his ears and tail out, with her in front of him pinning him to the wall. I start to go feral, controlling myself. I shove her off of him, putting the 𝗬𝗓𝗏 and the bag down. Why do you do this? He doesn't like you, so why even try? She stood there with her head hung. 36 I don't know that they might like me. And why are you even here? She had a pissed off tone. 5 I came here to give him the 𝗬𝗓𝗏 his mother gave me, and why are you here? I lied. I came here to help Izuku with his heat. After all, I'm his girlfriend. She scoffed. 143 I well know that's a lie. I'll give you a chance to leave or I'll force you to leave myself. I was getting annoyed. I have a few questions. Why isn't he in heat? Why has he been spending time with you? I feel Izuku was getting nervous. 18 He took a heat blocker this morning since he didn't want to go through the pain, and because he's helping me with something personal. I came up with a lie that seemed to be working. 1 Fine. I'll leave. She had a sad smile on her face. For 𝗵𝗃𝗁𝗍𝗵𝗃, I forgive you, just don't do that again and we'll pretend this didn't happen. And we'll be friends again. His voice was shaken. 81 He always had a soft spot for his friends, even if they did something unforgivable. That's something I love about him's just perfect. 8 Really? Are you actually gonna forgive me after what I did? She looked up, having a sad, confused expression. 58 Everyone deserves a second chance. He had a soft, small smile. Even if it was small, it filled up the room. 61 Thanks, 𝗧𝗵𝗏𝗏. She hugged him before letting go and leaving the room, closing the door behind her. 16 Are you all right? I turn around seeing his face full with tears. Well, I'm fine. I'm just happy that everything's fine. I kissed him, picking him up and setting him on his bed. He sat in my lap while we were eating and watching a movie. After a while, I remember the bag 𝗏𝗏𝗏 had given me. I opened it seeing Todoroki's POV. It was baby clothes. 31 They were all pastel yellow. There was pajamas, clothing for winter and more. My heart dropped at the sight. 52 I felt a soft smile land on my face. I look up at Izuku, seeing him crying, but smile. I hug him, put him in my lap, rubbing circles on his back. Did my mom give these to us? I nodded my head yes. 2 She gave them to me when I got the 𝗬𝗓𝗏 for you. I didn't get a good look at it at first. He took them out, getting a good look at them. We sat there looking at the clothing for a few minutes. Stand up, taking the food boxes, putting them in the trash and sit back down, him crawling back into my lap. Why did she buy us this all of a sudden? We just recently found out. I kissed his forehead. I'm not sure, but I think it's time to pay my mother a visit. Haven't seen her since we started dating. He looked shocked. I'm sorry. I didn't know I kissed him. Sometimes I don't get why he always blames himself. Calm down. You did nothing wrong. I got distracted from a lot of things. Do I regret spending that time with you? Of course not. I would never trade that time for anything. He smiles while he kisses my cheek. 19 Thank you, I'm happy I met you, to be honest. He flashed me a sad smile before it faded away. What? I'm happy that I met you. I would have never accepted myself if I didn't. I would have never met such a adorable, green hair, freckled cutie. His face was flushed with red, with his ears and tail out. 44M-, I'll always leave me speechless, this isn't fair. He has a cute pout on his face. 9T-, how can I do that when you already took my breath away? I smirked, him looking redder than before. 41M-, that's not fair. He laid his head down on my chest. T-, all's fair in love and wars, now how about you stop crying, and we can go watch a movie with the rest of the class. He nodded his head. 19 The class planned a movie night but I wasn't too sure if I wanted to go. Now I'm sure that I want to go with my Izu. He gets up wiping his tears away, grabbing his crutches. 23 I stand up helping him with the door and stares. Hey, look who decided to join us. Mina point us out, while I was helping Izu down the stairs. 1U-, hey Deku-chan, hey Todoroki-sama. I wave. 43M-, hey Uraraka. Hey Mina. Hey everyone. Everyone said hi or hello. For I-Midoriya, aren't you supposed to be in heat? Ida questioned. 39T-, he took heat blockers earlier. 50 They all nodded. We took a seat on the couch next to each other, watching the movie. For Midoriya's POV it was during halfway through the movie when I started getting tired, forgetting other people were there. As I put my head on his shoulder, he flinches. 5T-, Midoriya. I close my eyes. M-, Shoto, I put my face in his scent gland, seeing a flash before falling asleep. 3 Todoroki's POV my face was dusted with red. I relax even though people were there. I lean my head on his, closing my eyes, seeing a flash before falling asleep. 19 Mina's POV wow, that's new. 42 I look behind me, seeing that Todoroki and Deku were falling asleep together. A blind love. They're clueless that they like each other. 282 I pull out my phone taking a picture nudging Uraraka and Ida's shoulders. Look. They're adorable. I whisper. 1I-, yes, but this is informal for school grounds. I took my eyes off of them, like I mean, Ida my man. 36U-, come on Ida. Lighten up. At least it's not during school. She smiles, looking back at them. 11 Uraraka came and sat next to me. U-, send me the photo later, if you can. She whispered. 49 I felt my heart flutter, my face slightly red, not noticeable for my skin being pink and the dark. How can she be so adorable and innocent? 133 Mi-, sure. Wait, I'ma do something. I stand up, heading to where Todoroki and Deku were sitting. I grab an extra blanket, placing it over them and putting their hands intertwined. Time to move Deku on Todoroki's lap. Successful. I step back giggling at what I did, grabbing my phone and taking more photos. 41 U-, you're a genius. She stood up next to me, taking out her phone. 15 Why did she ask me to send it to her if she brought her phone? I shrugged it off, standing up and heading to the kitchen to get something to drink. 26 I-, Mina, since you are in the kitchen, can you get me orange juice? I need to refuel my energy. I laugh. 16 I-, sure. Give me a sec. I grabbed another cup. Lot of other people asked drinks, so let's just say I spent a lot of time in the kitchen getting drinks. Midoriya's POV I wake up to see that it's morning. I grab my phone to see that it's an hour before school starts. I feel a nice presence. I know it's Sho, so I kiss his cheek still sleepy, and snuggle my head in his chest. I feel him pet my head. 64 I could tell that I was in his lap, but why was I sitting up and not laying down? Where did I fall asleep? It takes me a while to realize that we were in the living room. I jump onto the ground shocked that I let it slip out of my mind just like that. I look up to see it was just us. I sigh standing up. 2M-, we need to get ready for school. Let's go before it gets late. He nods getting up and heading upstairs, helping me too. We get upstairs and get ready for school, grabbing our backpacks heading downstairs, so Sho can make breakfast. I sit down at the table wanting to get food, since I only ate dinner yesterday. He comes next to me and puts a plate of eggs, bacon, and toast. The typical breakfast, fast and easy to make, but delicious. Especially when it's made by Sho. 77 We finished breakfast, standing up and leaving to get to school on time. We start heading to school, some of our friends joining us along the way. We make it to school, and we head to our classrooms. talking about new things we discovered we could do with our quirks, and so on. Once I make it to my classroom, I sit down in my seat. After a while the teacher comes in, time for another day in school. Midoriya's POV. After a while my last class ended, then it was time for training. I was nervous since I don't want to have 𝗵𝗃𝗁𝗔𝗂𝘁𝗵𝐴. I want to meet this child. I don't want 𝗃𝗁𝗵𝗃𝗁𝗵. I walked into the classroom nervous as ever before. It was worse than middle school, to be brutally honest. I learned to deal with the pain, but living with the guilt of killing a child. I'm not strong enough for that. 37. I get my outfit on, walking outside where people are waiting. I get in line next to Mina and Uraraka. Once they realize I'm there, they start talking about what happened when I was asleep. You fell asleep on Todoroki-kun's lap, holding hands. I felt my face flush red. 1. Oh, does Deku have a crush on Todoroki-kun? My face flushes red even more. 17. Why you do? That's why you didn't have a crush on me. Mina looks confused. 21. What do you mean he didn't have a crush on you? She looked hurt. I wanted to hug her, but Uraraka will be confused. 3. I had a crush on Deku for a while. He liked someone else and I moved on. I like someone else now. Her cheeks turned pink. I was happy she moved on. 44. Arlie. Who is he? Uraraka turned redder. I laughed. It's she. Mina looked like she was gonna explode with happiness. 56. I hope she makes you happy. Uraraka giggled. She does. I've always thought I was straight. I'm actually pansexual. She made me realize that. They both looked uncomfortable and changed the subject. 129. They looked at me. Sue, when are you planning to confess? He obviously love you. It's like obvious love. Or blind love. Is that why you call it? Mina nodded her head. I hid my face with my arms out of embarrassment. 50. Wait, where will he confess? And what time? Uraraka thinks for a moment. How do I get out of this situation? For you, how about at a cafe? And 12 p.m. on a Saturday. I dropped on the ground, hurting my rear, groaning in pain. 2. I shut my eyes closed from impact. I opened them looking up, seeing Sho. Are you alright, Midoriya? He reaches his out. 6. I take his hand. I feel a push on my back. Next thing I know, I was on top of Sho-chan on the ground there. Midoriya laid on top of Todoroki. You could hear squealing but also crying. 14. I thought you were actually just shy. Do you like Midoriya? Everyone went silent. 10. It's no one's business on how I feel about people, and it's not good to put stress on Midoriya when he has a hero goal. He helped Midoriya get off of him. You should learn to respect our privacy for the time being. You'll find out one day, perhaps a few months. As he finished talking, Mr. Aizawa came out. 52. He chose our sparring partners. Midoriya got paired with Uraraka as Todoroki was paired with Jiro. 6. As they were getting in position, some people started sparring. Todoroki could feel the nervousness but determination coming from the Omega, the Alpha, sad not being able to help. 6. Midoriya's POV. Nervousness filled my system, but determination to keep this child safe. As I get in a fighting stance, Uraraka takes this time to use her quirk to attack with rocks, boulders. 57. I use my quirk at 5% heighten my speed to dodge. I focus my power in my fingertip, shooting a small blast enough to push her back. She touches her shoes, lightening her weight before going for a kick to the stomach to slow me down. I put my hand under my stomach, shooting a blast to her feet, knocking off her balance. 68. I do the same tactic as her, but modifying it. I run towards her to only jump over her and kick her back, catching her off guard. You might think this is unfair, right? Wrong. I've known Uraraka for quite a while now, and she does not give up easily. 10. She uses her quirk to pick up small rocks, releasing them on me to distract me from the boulders. She chucks one at my left arm. This causes me to be on high alert. I dogs on coming ones. I take this chance to spot one she's gonna throw in a while, using my quirk to jump on them, leading her to release them, trying to make me fall too. 18. I take being in high ground to my advantage. I attack from on top, causing her to be started, sending her back. 2. Once I'm on the ground, I feel pain in my back. I turn to see a brick on the floor. I assume it was thrown at me, but I don't see Uraraka. For I look down to see a huge shadow, it coming down on me. I push myself out of the way before it lands on me. I feel the ground shake violently. I look up to see a boulder the size of a car. I look up to see that there was more boulders but regular-sized. 25. She drops them all at once at different heights, making me run around trying to dodge them. One, I jump on one again, sending it slamming down to the ground. I use this boost to get in the air like 𝐒𝐴𝐴𝐴. I not being able to float long, she surprises me by grabbing my again using her quirk, sending me flying into a tree. I stand up ground in pain, happy it wasn't my stomach. 67. She tags me, making me float for an even fight, even though I'm not used to being in the air. I use my quirk to jump boost from a tree. Sending me flying towards her, she stops her quirk. For I start falling but grabbing a tree branch and flip on it, landing on my feet, boosting myself towards her once again, knocking her out of air, coming close to slamming on the ground before she saved herself. 12. I feel a fabric being wrapped around me, seeing it happen to 𝐒𝐴𝐴𝐴 as well. Mr. A dash, it good to be focused in a fight, but not seeing or listening to your surroundings might just be your downfall. Then it hits us. 6. We were still fighting and he told us to stop. Everyone was sent inside to get cleaned up. I changed my clothes before leaving, talking to Show. Time skip month 1. 13. I wake up ready to start my day. I shower as I usually do, dress myself in a white hoodie, with black leggings, and my favorite red snow boots. 19. I walk to Shokun's room, knocking on the door, waiting for him to answer since we were going to my first appointment. It was only a week ago that I started feeling symptoms. Example. I started getting nausea, fatigueness, and worst of all, cramps. They're so painful. I haven't even felt this before. It's worse than breaking my bones. I have started having mood swings, but they're minor and not noticeable. 201. The door opens fairly loud. Show-chan comes out and snaps me out of my thoughts. 13. T-dash, are you ready to go? I nod and smile following behind him. We make it outside to his car. A while after the crash, he got his driver license and bought an expensive car, mostly to make his dad's credit card to suffer a bit. 61. I sit in the front next to Show-chan in his Mercedes, waiting for him to start driving to the doctor's clinic. What car to put that was expensive. 164. Once we start driving, I start getting hungry, forgetting to eat breakfast, so we stop by a gas station for some goldfish and gas. 113. T-dash, here's a 50, get whatever you to eat and pay for the gas. It only a few dollars. I nod as he kisses my forehead. 21. I leave getting goldfish, 2 slurpees, 1 for me and 1 for Show-chan. I go up to pay and ask for 2 hot dogs and the gas. It was about $39. I pay and leave with my things, going back to the car, smiling like a kid that just got all of their favorite candy. 68. I sit in the car waiting for Show-chan to drive about while I eat my goldfish and drink my slurpees. 75. Time skip. After a while we came out of the clinic with a few papers telling me what to not eat and what not to drink. I got really tired and didn't really listen, even though I wanted to. 8. Show-chan on the other hand listened to every word. The doctor said that since we were still in school and in hero training to take it easy, or tell the teachers our situation. 40. Which we decided to take it easy, which we told the doctor. They gave us some prescribed painkillers that are safe for the baby, just in case I got hurt and needed some. 2. I got tired and decided to take a nap in Shokun's room. I'll be honest, I've become fairly clingy to Show-chan. I guess it might just be the 𝗶𝗏 hormones, but everything is fine as long as it doesn't bother Show-chan. 40.